girl, hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Just making sure my curls are popping for you. It is Reka, of course, the single girls life coach, and today's video is those 5 tips on getting over that guy. How to get over that guy in 5 simple ways, okay? Number 5, every time you think of that guy, because let's say you just broke up, or maybe it's been 2 months or even a year, sometimes we're still like, why did it happen? Maybe he broke up with you. Maybe you broke up with him. Maybe he even ghosted you, but this is how to get over the guy. So number 5, when you think of him, I want you to say to yourself, okay, as many times as you have to and out loud is, I forgive myself for being in that type of relationship. I forgive myself for my part in that relationship. I forgive myself. You gotta forgive yourself, girl. I know it's hard to believe that you would allow yourself to be in that kind of relationship. If you're like me, you're like, I'm a good woman. I wasn't raised like that. I don't even know how I got here. That's what I would say to myself. But here's the thing, it happened. It doesn't matter. It's in the past. Isn't that what Rafiki from The Lion King said? You can't change it. You can't change the past. So you think of him, that's number 5. I forgive myself for being in that kind of relationship. I forgive myself. Number 4, start writing down, okay? Every time you think of him, Tommy comes up, Damien, Jared, whatever. You think of him, I need you to make a list. And each time it could be the same list, but make a list, notepad on your phone, you really write it down, of all the things that you will never allow again in your next relationship. Like, you're like, I would never let somebody else do this again. So what I would be writing down was, I will never let somebody talk to me the way my ex did. I will never let a man take money away from me the way my ex did. I will never write that down. And again, even if it's the same 10 things, keep writing it down every time you think of Tommy and Jared and Tony and Dustin and Dan, you know what I mean? So that's number 4. Number 3 is music. Music can change our lives, I'll tell you this. Start thinking of a song. You know how sometimes you'll get like a song stuck in your head and you're trying to remember the lyrics, so you just keep thinking of it, okay? You gotta just start thinking of that song. Better yet, put the song on if you can't think of it and start singing the song. Go back to one of your favorite songs from the 90s that you knew and loved when you were like 12 or 15 or whatever, way before you even met this guy, and start doing that, okay? So that's number 3. Now, before I give you 2 and 1, this is why I say do this, okay? There are neurons, I'm gonna get all sciencey on you, and I know this because I study this. So there are neurons in your brain, and we have like synapses that look like electricity if I could show you on video. But there are neurons in our brain. And what we have to do is start making new synapses in our brain. Right now, your brain is hardwired to think of that guy who broke your heart because you were with him for so long, or you thought you really liked him, or you thought you were in love. So your brain is like fixated, like, oh my God, Tommy, I miss him. And you continue to think about him because you're like, I don't want to think about him. And you're just thinking about him. So what you're doing to your brain when you are trying to think of the lyrics or write down things you would never allow again is make new synapses in your brain. So your brain doesn't even remember to think of him. Okay, so that's what you are doing. So number 2, you should actually play a game. Games that take your attention away from the outside world. You know how we be on our phones like this? And you know what game is good for that? Words with friends. That actually helps your brain stay younger. So look at you, learning how to spell or keeping up your spelling at a great level and you're playing with your friends. Or you can play, what's that, Candy Crush? That's a game that you're like in your phone, and you're not going to be thinking of Tommy and Damien and Justin or whatever because you're so focused on trying to win the freaking Candy Crush or Sudoku. Okay, that's something, they have those at like the dollar store, and it's a numbers game. Again, you are making new synapses with your brain. So every time you think of Tommy, Damien, whatever, I hope I'm not saying one of your exes, I'm sorry. Every time you think of them, you go, oh, time to play Words with Friends. You will get so ingrained in that game that you will stop thinking of him, okay? And you have to do this over time. It's not gonna happen overnight, okay? Give yourself time. And remember, you forgave yourself for being in that kind of relationship. So you're forgiving and you're making the new synapses, okay? Number one thing is, where's your to-do list, girl? Okay, when's the last time you deep cleaned your house? Do you have laundry? Do you need to go pick up the poop in your backyard because of your dog? Because I actually need to go do that. You could be doing that. Where is your to-do list? You should have a to-do list every day. I don't care if it's little things like, send a birthday card to my friend, go grocery shopping, cook this meal that I got from Home Chef. You need to give yourself things to do so you're not sitting on your couch. Why didn't it work out? And then you should also have a big goal on that list. Like, I know you're in debt. We're all in debt, okay? And this is my year, actually, 2019, of getting out of debt. And I have paid off $10,000 in debt in about 8 months. And I have about 13 more to go. And so that has been my focus this year. So I had to cut out my traveling and stuff and buying new clothes and all of that. But it gives me something to do. It gives something for my brain to do. And I'm making new synapses, new goals. And it doesn't let me think about all the things that don't matter. Okay? And I'm going to give you 2 little asterisks. Delete his number. Do not text him. Okay? Delete his number so when you're drunk, you will not text him. And do not follow him on Instagram. And don't ghost follow him. You need to make those new synapses. Your mind literally needs to erase him from your thought patterns. Okay? I hope you apply that, girl, and I promise you, you will get over that guy, and you will wake up a year from now and be like, yo, I used to think about Tommy so much, and I don't even anymore, and you'll be so proud of yourself. So I hope you apply this to your life. If this has helped you, I want to know. Let me know in the comments, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Here is to dating confidently.